Dropping back deep is Justin Gilbert. Sammy Coates is also back there. They're both inside the 5-yard line. And so at the moment it is dry. It could rain before this one is over. And away we go to determine who meets the Patriots next Sunday for the AFC Championship. From the 2-yard line, this is Gilbert. And a good run back to begin things out to the 31-yard line as we take a look at the Steeler offense.
Ben Roethlisberger, Miami Redhawks.
Le'Veon Bell, Michigan State.
Roosevelt Nix, Kent State University.
Antonio Brown, Central Michigan.
Eli Rogers, Louisville.
Jesse James, Penn State.
Alejandro Villanueva, United States Military Academy.
Ramon Foster, Tennessee. Marquise Pouncey, Lakeland Senior High.
David DeCastro, Stanford.
Marcus Gilbert, Florida.
Foster looking back and passing it on to Villanueva as Roethlisberger fires, and that's caught for a 6-yard gain. Antonio Brown, who had 106 receptions this season, week 4 back in Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger fires, and that's caught, and forward progress will net the first down. Eli Rogers, the fake handoff, and then it's caught by the tight end, and that's Jesse James taking it to the 45-yard line. He's gotten better and better as the year has progressed. Parker makes the tackle. Never had a losing season. Trying to get into the championship game here. Roethlisberger, that shoulder shake, once again fires wide open, making the catch at the 30-yard line. Again, it's Jesse James. Heath Miller retired, and Ladarius Green had been brought in from San Diego, but he has been on the shelf much of the year with injuries. 16-yard gain.
Let's talk about this offensive line for a moment. This group has really gelled into one of the top pass-blocking offensive lines in all the National Football League. If they don't get more pressure than this on Ben Roethlisberger, this thing will be over quickly.
Steelers' opening drive began at their own 30, so they moved 40 yards in 5 plays. Now the handoff goes to Le'Veon Bell. Gain of 6. Let's take a look at the Chiefs' defense. A good part of the season, 2nd and 4. Bell, with that patience that's become so prominent, so many stories told about him, and
they're so worried about Le'Veon Bell in coverage. They're bringing him down as a linebacker, but now you've got to deal with Marquise Pouncey blocking on Ron Parker, and that's not a good matchup.
First down at the 13-yard line. Bell again threads his way to the 4-yard line. You look at this Chiefs defense, they were 24th in the league. Not very good in terms of yardage allowed. Had a good season with this little chip shot here. Jordan Berry to put it down. And Pittsburgh starts by running 11 plays in 5.5 minutes to take the early lead at Arrowhead. Team that did not allow the first drive touchdown this season. And then in the playoffs they do, as Albert Wilson makes the catch. 3rd and 10, and here they come, and Van almost gets sacked. Fires deep downfield, and getting open and making the catch over his shoulder is Antonio Brown. Live by the sword and die by the sword. They blitzed, they almost got Ben. He hangs in there and then fires downfield to as good a receiver as you'll see.
You will not believe what you're about to see out here. Justin Houston is one-on-one. An outside linebacker one-on-one against arguably the best receiver in the game. Give him a little credit. At least he gets him on the ground. The blitz didn't work. They paid a heavy price.
2 bad ones and 1 terrific one for 52 yards to set up a 38-yard attempt here for Chris Boswell. And Boswell is 2 for 2 with 3:51 remaining in the opening quarter. Chiefs by 1. Then go all the way in for a touchdown. This time, Bill's going to have a chance. Crowd buzzing from the 1-yard line, and great coverage there. That is Vince Williams, number 98. Says, not on my watch.
Vince Williams was rocketing down the field. A linebacker that no way is he the fastest guy on this kickoff cover team, and yet he was the first one down the field. You talk about passion. Would have had 6 points on the board.
3rd and 16 now. Hill on a screen, and he'll get upended well shy of the first down by Artie Burns. How can you top that? Off to a good start tonight as Roethlisberger is going to take it himself to the 33. Now, Ben last week was in a walking boot at the end of the game. Remember, he got injured at the end of the game against Miami. From the 38-yard line, the handoff here goes to Bell for a first down. You know, you look at the history of these two teams. Pittsburgh has won 6 Super Bowls, been to 8. Kansas City has been to 2, won 1, but they haven't been to 1 in 47 years.
In Arrowhead.
Winner of this game to Foxborough next week to meet the Patriots. Here goes Bell. Good hard running out to almost midfield.
A little bit of a new look.
8th carry, Bell. And he's making that famous now, that hesitation instead of just bursting through the hole. Running it up in there hard. He waits, and then he goes.
Yeah, the double-double team. That's what I end up calling this thing. You get double teams, and then he just waits. And these poor linebackers stacked behind those double teams. Sometimes they can't even see Le'Veon Bell.
8 carries, 47 yards. Bell again. And another 7 yards. You know, he likened himself to Steph Curry. Yards on the ground for Bell. And now Ben throws, and that is caught, and that is Brown to the 29-yard line for a Steeler first down. And a first down from the 31. This time only a 2-man rush and 9 back, and they dump it off to Jesse James, who takes it to the 23-yard line. Modern version. Ben this year, 31 completions of more than 20 yards downfield, second most, 13 TD passes, most in that category. Bell, 157 scrimmage yards, 3rd highest in history. And Brown, 481 since 2013, most in NFL history over a 4-season span. Gets him to the line in a hurry, didn't want Kansas City substituting defensively. And there's Bell again. Just enough hesitation to find that crease. 36-yard attempt. Boswell trying to go 3 for 3. Which he does. It's the Kansas City pattern. Give up a lot of yards, but not a lot of points. They've helped with 3 field goals. Still, it's 9-7 Pittsburgh. Lineman John Reed comes into the game here. And they run the play fake. Smith gets hit as he throws, and the ball up in the air is picked off at the 45-yard line. Ryan Shazier comes up with it. Bud Dupree came in. Smith got jarred as he released it, and Dupree forces the interception.
Bud Dupree has simply been red hot of late. He is finally fulfilling exactly what they thought he could be as an outside linebacker. They bring in the extra offensive lineman, Ja Reed, and it was Bud Dupree who beats him cleanly around the edge, and there is the break that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been looking for.
For Shazier, that is 4 interceptions in his last 4 games. The last 2 in the regular season, had one last week. Go figure. From the 44 now, Roethlisberger on a delay, hands it to Bell. Bell picks up 9 more yards. So Bell already tonight on a dozen carries has picked up 65 yards. Castro and Pouncey, the center, will be going to the Pro Bowl. As the first down is picked up now from the 31. Roethlisberger, that pump fake, then fires. That's caught. Jesse James to the 5-yard line. So Jesse James has already caught 4 passes for 60 yards tonight. First and goal, Pittsburgh.
They're going to fake the quick screen out to Antonio Brown. Everybody comes flying up, and then Jesse James, instead of blocking, turns up the field and comes up with a big play.
From the 5, already 213 yards gained by the Steelers in a quarter and a half. And that's knocked in the air, and then is it picked off in the end zone? It is. So you've got Eric Berry coming up with a huge interception created by Frank Zombo. So exactly what happened to Kansas City happens to the Steelers. And the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. Play under
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The intercepting team's player had his hands under the ball.
Each team with an interception in the quarter here, and that's knocked away. That's Bud Dupree. He's really come on, intended for Tyreek Hill. Smith chased away against the grain, throws, and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to Spencer Ware, who couldn't haul it in along the sideline. Saw a 0-0. They give it to Bell on a 3rd and 9, and Bell is going to pick up a first down and a few yards more before he gets knocked out of bounds. He followed Marquise Pouncey. How many centers do you see lead the way? But of course, this is why this guy goes to the Pro Bowl almost every year.
Yeah, out of the University of Florida, obviously a great athlete as he leads the way out in front of Le'Veon Bell here. And now the Steelers are back into the mode that they do best. When Le'Veon Bell is taking over with the running game, then you see the rest of this thing come to life. It's what they've done. His carries went from 17 to about 27 after that Dallas loss.
On the 37 with Nix, the fullback, in the game. Bell, boy, it's just beautiful to watch. Nix helping to lead the way, the fullback. Fred Godelli coming up with some fantastic graphics and animation. On 2nd down and 4, and that's Le'Veon Bell, and he is close to 100 yards tonight. 5-yard field goal attempt, and Boswell has accounted for all of the scoring. Bell already over 100 yards, and Brown with 4 catches for 72. But that Kansas City defense keeping them in the game, because Pittsburgh 246 yards. They're on a pace for 500 yards tonight. Smith over the middle, and that's incomplete. Dropped at the 43-yard line, Jerry Macklin. Smith to West. Then he drops it, and it's recovered by Pittsburgh at the 41-yard line. But by the time Pittsburgh gets possession of the ball, there's only 3 seconds remaining. But that's enough, of course, for number 7 to throw the ball into the end zone.
Kendrick West just trying to reposition the ball, lost it, and you assume, I don't know if they're even going to try a field goal that long. Would it be about 58 yards?
Well, he's going to throw it to Brown, and Antonio Brown is going to get tackled at the 11-yard line as time expires. So the only touchdown of the half belongs to Kansas City. The entire NFL back in 2012, and it's a good tackle here by James Harrison.
Pretty much told it all about his career.
3rd and 11, and Smith fires into a lot of traffic, and it's incomplete, and the crowd wants a flag, but won't get one, intended for Travis Kelce, and they have done a good job on Kelce tonight, holding him to 2 catches.
Well, if Kelce sort of stops and drives back hard into the ball, he probably gets this call. He tried to, but Cockrell ends up getting there just a little bit early. In reality, that is interference.
With Bell running for over 100 yards in the first half.
All right, Heather, here is Bell, and he's got a lot more here. Look at him off to the races again before he gets dragged down. He's still going and dragged down to the 36-yard line. Ramik Wilson, the linebacker.
The defensive line of the Chiefs.
Bell 167 yards on the ground last week against Miami. I mean, it looks like the play is over, and he goes to the 30-yard line. Again, waiting and waiting from the 30. Again, it's crazy to watch, isn't it? Very close to a first down.
Chris Jones, we have not seen Justin Houston or Dee Ford have much of an impact on this game at all.
Barely called any of their names. 43-yard attempt. And for Chris Boswell, he has just tied an NFL postseason record. 5 field goals, 89 through 91, which led to his getting the head coaching job at Pittsburgh. The screen set up here to falling down is Spencer Ware, 47-yard line. 3-man rush, 8-back pass is incomplete. 1 hop in the slot. 5 receivers. 4-man rush, and that's enough. And there's James Harrison. Gets the sack back to the 49-yard line, 4th and long.
I I don't know how you beat Father Time, but this guy has. At age 38, he's been the best player on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Let's just tell exactly how it is. He's their leading sacker. He spends $350,000 a year.
And a fullback. And there's Bell. Little hurdle move. Gets him out of the shadow of the goalpost from the Pittsburgh 46. Smith deep downfield, and Kelsey can't hold on. Kelsey's their #1 receiver, has not caught a ball since the first quarter. Knows he should have had that one.
Oh, this is killer because they've got the matchup they want. They have Lawrence Timmons, the middle linebacker. He can't stay with Kelsey, and Kelsey can't hang on. Give a little credit to Mike Mitchell for coming over with the hit, but that was just a drop. And who else can step up and make a play for me? Chris Conley's made a few in the past.
As opposed to 164 for Pittsburgh. And Smith is going to get wrapped up at going to blow it dead though beforehand because
First charge timeout.
Ooh, timeout was taken.
Kansas City.
And then now the officials are coming in saying, hold on a second, because Kelsey is joined with somebody.
When the play was over, Travis Kelsey decked one of the Pittsburgh Steeler players.
After the play, unnecessary roughness, number 87 offense. 15-yard penalty, 3rd down. Timeout was called by Kansas City.
You know, he's a hothead. He's done it before. He got kicked out of a game earlier this year.
Costly penalty here. Kelsey, who was out the last play, is back in. The ball at the 36-yard line.
Field. Now you're going to see Cockrell just sort of give him a little shove at the end of the play and then stand there. Great job by Cockrell. Believe me, NFL players practice that all the time. You mess with a guy, you say a little something, you give him a little bump, and Justin Houston went crazy on the sideline over there.
Waning seconds of the quarter. 3-man rush. And the pass is incomplete. Santos' kick is good.
Barry on the defensive side. He is their playmaker.
And a lot of big ones this year. And that's caught over the middle. After the 45 goes Eli Rogers for a Pittsburgh first down. Quick toss, screen set up here. That goes to DeMarcus Ayers, who makes his first catch of the night. He's a rookie. They picked him in the 7th round out of the University of Houston. Brought him up from the practice squad about a month ago. Give it to Bell. And you need a yard, and he gets you that to move the sticks. What a job he's done with these guys as Roethlisberger pump fakes, fires over the middle, and then is caught, and then is Jesse James, who gets unbelievably free.
The dreaded pump fake from Ben Roethlisberger. Everybody jumped to the underneath coverage because that's where he pumped, and then Jesse James wide open in behind it. There is nobody in this league that does that pump fake like Ben Roethlisberger. I can't believe the ball doesn't come out of his hand.
So a 43-yard attempt, if he makes it, it'll be the most field goals in any postseason game in NFL history. And he is able to bang it through from 43 out. He's accounted for all 18 points as Boswell, and it's 18-10 Pittsburgh. Again, going deep, same spot, incomplete. This time it's Artie Burns covering Hill. You got a flag down back at the 47-yard
Personal
line.
foul, face mask, number 32 offense, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Oh, that's Spencer Ware hanging in there to block. It gets called for the face mask foul.
Spencer Ware trying to pick him up, gets away, gets the hand on the face mask, and here go the Chiefs walking backwards again.
There's 5 wide. Timmons looking. Smith pressured. Chased by Harrison. And that forces him to throw it away. So Harrison able to come from the backside finally. Again, a great coverage by that secondary, and it's 4th and 8.
Let me remind you that James Harrison is 38 years old. He got a sack fumble that turned the first playoff game against Miami, almost doing that. It came from coverage.
Deep in the backfield, 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They give it to him, averaging 11 yards per rush this season. 5 wide again. Quick toss, Wilson on the outside, and the man who scored the game's only touchdown is still on his feet, but then gets corralled and stopped at the 25-yard line. 4-man rush, fired over the middle and dropped. Chris Conley, but a flag comes in. 2 of them, you see them both as Conley gets whacked. Sean Davis, the rookie out of Maryland. This is a helmet-to-helmet call, I believe, and now Macklin's going to get into it with the secondary, and let's see about the call. Meanwhile, you got...
It was the rookie, Sean Davis, who came in, helmet-to-helmet on a defenseless receiver. No question, it's the right call. Now, what happened afterwards?
Personal foul, illegal hit on a defenseless receiver, number 28, defense. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
He's in the slot to the right. Hill is in motion. Here's a little shovel pass to Kelsey, and what a great tackle by William Gay. Great play by Gay, making it 3rd down and 2.
Tackled by William Gay, gained 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, you're going to see Kelsey come through here. We saw Larry Fitzgerald score a touchdown on that one a season ago in the playoffs, but somehow I think William Gay, who's been covering in that slot all night long, just had a sense for that when they hit it for a big play earlier. That was a huge tackle, and you have to think the Chiefs are going for it even if they don't make it here.
You do. Sean Davis back in the game. Where is the running back? It's 3rd and 2. Rolling is Smith, and looking and throwing, and that's incomplete. So you got 4th down now, intended for Demetrius Harris. Hill, bottom of the screen. Fake it to him. Smith rolling and then throwing, and that's going to be a first down. Anthony Sherman, they brought a fullback into the game. Set to the left. Inside handoff. Going to the end zone is Spencer Ware. Smith to try to tie it. It is batted away in the end zone. Sean Davis, who is guilty of that helmet-to-helmet. Ball to 12. If they convert, it's all but over.
Cannot jump off sides here.
Roethlisberger surveying, buying time, throws, caught, Brown at the 19-yard line. Antonio Brown, first catch of the second half. Wow.
Antonio Brown just too fast. He's going to come across. You're going to see Justin Houston drop underneath this thing, and he's right there. He's right in the throwing lane. Ben saw him, bought enough time for Bell to work around him, or Antonio Brown to work around him, and converted the biggest 3rd down of the season.
30-second timeout with the play clock running down.
And to answer our own question, how much courage did Todd Haley, this play caller, have? A ton. He threw it twice in that sequence.
You've got Roethlisberger, Bell, Brown, and how about Chris Boswell? There have been over 500 postseason games, 534 in the history of the league. It's the first time somebody's made more than 5 field goals in a game. Boswell, who joined the team last year, took over for Josh Scobie. Run the table at the end of the regular season, win their last 7, beat Miami, come into Kansas City, beat them on the road, and will play for a 9th Super Bowl trip next Sunday.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Great respect between those two guys as the Steelers win it by a score of 18-16.